Okay, so what we're going to do in this demonstration is look at the sshd configuration file. So here's the sshd config, and then there's also this other file that somebody made a backup of called sshd config 2 2014. And so what we'll do is we'll use sdiff to compare these two files to see what changed between the two files. And this is a very common thing system administrators will run into on a day-to-day basis. So what we'll do is we'll do sdiff, and then you specify the two files we want to compare, so sshd config, and then the second file will be sshd config 02 2014, and then you press enter. Alright, and what you'll see here is there's two columns of data. This first column here is the first file, which is sshd config, and this second column over here is sshd config _2 2014. And if there's nothing in between, that means the lines on both files are identical. If we scroll down, if you see a bar, that means the line is in both files, but it's different. Like you can see on the first file it was 2 minutes, on this file it's 1 minute, so there's the bar. And then this right here is saying these lines are present in the first file, but they're not present on the second file. And then you'd have that turned around the other way for the lines that were in this file but not in this file. And it's that easy to do that. Now, if you only want to see the lines that are different, you just do a sdiff -s, and that will not show you any of the common lines. So if we do that, you can see it cuts way down on what the output is, and it shows us the 3 lines that changed and the 4 lines that are only present in the sshd config file. So it's really that easy to use this. Again, you also might want to use a -i, that'll ignore case, minus large W, that'll ignore all white space. Those are the common options you'll run into. Alright, let's look at kind of an advanced example that's kind of cool. So we're going to run sdiff. We're going to do -s so that we only see differences. We don't want to show any of the common lines. We're going to do sshd _config. And then what we're going to do here is use process substitution, which is a bash feature where instead of specifying a file, you can run a command and it'll act like a file as an input to a command like this. So to do that, we'll do that syntax there, and then we'll do a sed single quote s, and then what we're going to do here is basically what I'm trying to do here is we're going to run a sed command, and then we're going to use sdiff to compare what the sed command would have changed in the file. So I'm going to put permit root login yes, and then permit root login no sshd config. Alright, so what this is going to do, this is going to compare our current sshd config file, and it's going to compare it to what's substituted for this process. This is called process substitution. Again, this is a bash feature, and so it's going to run this command sed. Sed is going to look for permit root login yes with a comment in front of it, and it's going to change it to permit root login no on the sshd _config file. And so what we're going to do is basically preview what sed is going to change in this file, and sdiff will show us only the lines that sed is going to change in the file. So we'll go ahead and press enter there. And you can see the only line that this in the file that this sed command affected, was this permit root login yes, permit root login no. So you can see in the original file it's commented yes. If we were to run this sed command on the file, it would change it to no. So anyways, you can use sdiff along with this process substitution to kind of preview changes that sed or other utilities we're going to make without actually making the change. But say if we wanted to go ahead and make that change, now that we know exactly what it's going to do, we could do a sed -i, put this in there, go ahead and run it, and make sure it made the change. And there you go, it made the change. And since we previewed it up here with sdiff and the process substitution, we knew exactly that it was only going to affect one line and not mess up anything else in the file. So anyways, thanks for watching the video. I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions or comments, please post them. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please post those as well. Thanks, and I hope you guys all have a great day today, and we'll see you tomorrow.